Hey, John, and internet at large. What's up? 'Tis the season. You know how I can tell?
We have Christmas salt and pepper shakers. We too have lovely balls. We got this whole panorama over here. We got some trees, another tree. Spider-Man is on the tree. Gymnastic snowmen. Is this a German advent calendar? A German advent calendar. Stockings, of course. We also have Mr. and Mrs. Claus.
Toast. So hi, vlog. How you doing? Come on. Yeah, have a seat. Listen, you've grown up into a fine, dynamic, strapping young lad of a video blog, and you're turning 21 today, which is a very important age. You know what that means, right? What? Vlog, you've been drinking since episode 2? I'm so ashamed. I'm so ashamed. How did you get whiskey into that sippy cup? How did that even happen? Hey, let's not make that a joke. Let's actually talk about drinking. This is a large topic, so I'm going to talk about two things, which are basically one thing. There's responsible drinking, there's alcoholism. But what is in between? Alcoholism is developing a dependence on alcohol, and it can be as devastating as any other drug addiction. And responsible drinking is having one drink when you go out for dinner and drinking water the rest of the night, though I want to talk a little bit more about that later. The in-between, as usual, is the tricky part. A recent story on NPR talked about this, how there's a difference between excessive drinking and alcoholism. For the longest time I've thought there were two kinds of drinkers, responsible ones and dependent ones, but shocker! I was oversimplifying a complex situation. That never happens. The study that this NPR story talks about found that 1 in 3 adults are excessive drinkers. However, of those excessive drinkers, only 1 in 10 are alcoholics. Because here's the thing, according to the CDC, which is the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, so I don't know what happened to the P, but anyway, excessive drinking is categorized as 8 drinks per week for women and 15 drinks per week for men. Sorry, ladies. But here's the thing. The thing is that I already said that. That's the second time I said, here's the thing. There are two things. There are over 100 studies showing that drinking alcohol in moderation actually has positive health benefits. It lowers your risk of heart attack, strokes caused by clots, and vascular disease. And this positive effect isn't picky. It works for all ages. Moderation in alcohol consumption in a lot of these studies is described as 1 drink per day. So 7 drinks. Great. But if you're a woman, you have 1 extra drink for that week, and boom, you are an excessive drinker? Sorry, ladies. It makes more sense for guys. If 7 is alright, then yeah, more than double that sounds like a problem. Regardless, I guess the reason why this information is so shocking to a lot of people, myself included, is that we have a tough time viewing alcohol as what it is. A drug. And even if you can think of it as a drug, it's hard to think of a difference between excessive use and dependency. Because with most drugs, there is no difference. Excessive means you need help. Excessive means you've developed a dependence. Even using most drugs is a problem. Maybe it's best to think of alcohol as a prescription. Take only the recommended dose. I've linked both of those stories below, so check out the information for yourself. I didn't realize the sun was encroaching. So back to the idea of responsible drinking. Here's a question. What is the responsible way to introduce alcohol to your kids? This can obviously vary wildly depending on your family situation, so let's use the example of a lovely little newlywed couple in scenic northern New Jersey. Sure, they may call it the Jers sometimes, but really they like where they live. I'm talking about me and my wife. Okay. We've always talked about introducing our kids to alcohol in a controlled and responsible setting. At home. Just tastes when they're young and maybe a drink at special occasions when they're teenagers. We figured this will make alcohol less taboo, less rebellious, and promote a more healthy attitude towards drinking. Well, it will probably surprise none of you that lots of studies have been done on whether or not to introduce alcohol to your kids, and equally unsurprising is the fact that these studies do not agree in the slightest. One study looked at men in the Boston area who had grown up in houses where alcohol was in and where alcohol was out. It found that those men who lived in houses where drinking was off limits were 7 times more likely to become alcoholics when they grew up. This would suggest that introducing your kids to drinking is a good idea. However, another study contends that the earlier a kid starts drinking, the more likely they are to become dependent on alcohol, whether their drinking habits start moderate or not. Someone who starts drinking at 14 is up to 9 times more likely to develop an alcohol dependence than someone who started drinking when they were 21. So, what the fuck? Here's the common thread that runs through the few studies that I looked at. You know what's really important and most shapes a child's approach to alcohol? How their parents treat drinking. That's right, parents, you are the role models. Handle your shit. So it really all depends on how you, as parents and human beings, handle alcohol. So vlog, have a drink and enjoy it. Just, stay away from beer bongs and from that place in Midtown that serves all the shots on the ski. Yeah, I'm glad we had this talk. Thanks as always to everyone watching. John, I await the unveiling of your tree with giddy anticipation. Also, what will Jiggy be doing on the chair next week? Huh? What's gonna happen? That cat. That adorable, morbidly obese cat. Until next week, peace out!